Today we're going to talk about how you can avoid 5 common mistakes. This is for s- small businesses, whether you are just starting out, so you can actually avoid them, or if you are already in business for a while, you may not realize that you are creating some of these mistakes, but now is a good time to make those corrections. Now, mistake number one is a biggie, and that is mixing your personal and business expenses. If you're an LLC or a corporation, you really should be having a separate business bank account. You don't want to lose out on the protections if you are ever sued, if it ever goes through a legal issue where, and if you don't have that separation, and they look and they see a lot of personal expenses within your business bank account, you may lose that protection. So try to keep that separate. Another big issue you may find is when you're doing your tax preparation, if you're mixing your personal and your business expenses, it can also affect your tax preparation. If you are working with a professional tax preparer, it can cost a lot more because it requires more work for your tax preparer because it have to come back and forth to ask you whether this is personal or business. And another big issue is that if your tax return is ever audited and they have questions regarding your expenses for your business, if they see that you don't have the proper documentation and they see this commingling, they may look and just disallow actual expenses that can be business expenses, but because you did not keep accurate records and you paid too many business expenses in your personal account, they're not going to know that from Walmart you bought janitorial supplies for your business if on your personal account you also have a lot of other Walmart charges for groceries and such. So they can just disallow that. Mistake number two is failing to keep detailed records. If you're not tracking business related expenses as you go, you're going to miss some. And you also want to make sure to keep your receipts for your supplies that you purchase, the equipment, and if you are using your vehicle or you're a mobile groomer, you really want to also have a mileage log. Now, it's very possible you may be using the actual method to account for mobile grooming expenses, but the IRS may also want to see that mileage log to show that your actual business travel is business travel. Another big thing is that you could be missing out on deductions. So you definitely want to start fresh. It's January, and I would definitely suggest that. Number three is not understanding deductible expenses. With a grooming business, you're going to have a whole bunch of different things that you need to purchase for your business. And it could be very well a very large cut of your gross receipts. If you are hiring employees, you've already seen that they can be 50% of whatever you're taking in. So you don't want to miss out on these deductions. And working with a tax professional can actually point out expenses that you may not even realize that are business expenses, but they also will let you know expenses that are not allowable. I am working on a presentation showing the most common pet grooming deductions, and I will be doing that in the beginning of February. So come back and definitely watch that. Mistake number four is not staying updated with tax regulations. These regulations can change from year to year. One issue that has changed from 2022 to 2023 tax year is the bonus depreciation. That if you purchase a piece of equipment in 2022, you were able to deduct 100%. In 2023, that goes down to 80%. and that can make a big difference in the amount of taxes that you owe. You also want to know what is allowable as a deduction, and those things can occur from one to another. So working with a tax preparer, or my suggestion, if you have not already joined the tax issues for self-employed groomers group on Facebook, please come and join us, and I go over a lot of these things within the group. Mistake number 5 is waiting until the last moment. If you are looking at April 15th on the calendar and you haven't filed, if you do it on your own and you rush, you're going to make possible errors. You may miss some deductions. If you are looking to work with a tax preparer, it's very well possible you will not be able to get in at that time. And if you do get in, you have to realize that that tax preparer might not be the tax preparer for you. You want to start now looking for somebody to help you to get through this. Another thing is that you have to make sure that if you're not able to file by the due dates, and now for a Schedule C filer, which is a small business that is either an LLC that did not do the S Corp election or a sole proprietor, that deadline is April 15th. So you want to get that extension in. And for S Corps and partnerships, you actually have an extension deadline to file that by March 15th. And also very important is that if you believe that you're going to owe taxes for 2023, you really want to try to pay as much as possible, that you don't get hit with a payment for not paying on time, as well as interest. And these can grow. And so one of the things that I will be doing next week and the week after are 2 videos on estimated taxes. Next week, for estimated taxes, I will be talking about what they are, why it's required, and regulations such as that. And then the following week, on January 28th, I'll be releasing a step-by-step process how you can file your estimated tax payments so that you can get ahead for 2024, because your first estimated tax payment for 2024 will be due on April 15th of 2024. So here we have some highlights for the upcoming videos that I mentioned: the estimated taxes as a small business, how to make estimated tax payments online, and 5 must-know tax deductions for pet groomers. Don't forget, please like this video, share this video with somebody that can also use this assistance. Comment, let me know if there's something that I can clarify regarding this subject, or if there's something else that you would like for me to cover. And finally, if you can subscribe, this will allow you to get notifications when I release any new videos. And don't forget to report your LLC or your corporation for the BOI reporting requirement. I will be attaching the video that I just completed on how you can file on your own.